And well, for more on this, we're now being joined by Colonel David B. Roches from Washington, D.C. He's a West Asia analyst and an associate professor at the Near East South Asia Center for Security Studies. Welcome to World DNA, Colonel Roches. Now, this is the most lethal attack carried out by Israel on Lebanon's Hezbollah group. 6 people have been killed. Iran has said that the strike will act as a game changer in the ongoing war. First up, your assessment of what does this latest strike by Israel on Hezbollah mean for the escalating tensions in West Asia?
Well, it's pretty clear that Israel feels that it has the moment to eliminate Hezbollah, or at least to kneecap Hezbollah's ability to project power in Israel for at least a decade or so. We're still not certain if Nasrallah has himself been killed. If he has, then that will be a major victory for Israel. If he has not, that will, have go some ways towards helping the organization reconstitute itself, but it still remains in peril. There are also reports that a group of Iranian Revolutionary Guard advisors and directors to Hezbollah were killed as well. It appears as though Hezbollah has lost almost all of its senior command, much of its arsenal of long-range missiles and rockets, and its ability to communicate. So Hezbollah is definitely on the back foot, and I think Israel is pressing for an advantage in order to basically resettle northern Israel with evacuated families.
Right, Colonel Roches, like you mentioned, that there is still no certainty about Nasrallah's fate yet. Now, Netanyahu, during his UNGA meeting, said that every missile, there's missile in every kitchen and rocket in every garage in Lebanon, perhaps indicating that Israel will continue attacking Lebanon. What kind of retaliation can we expect from Hezbollah, especially if Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah is killed in the latest Beirut strike?
Yeah, that's a very good point. So I don't believe that there's a rocket in every kitchen or house, but there's certainly many rockets are in kitchens and houses. And unfortunately for Israel, that generates a bad image whenever they attack this capability. It appears, though, that they have been conducting rather calculated campaign directed at the Hezbollah's warehouses and stockpiles and launching sites. And it appears so far that Hezbollah's response is ineffective. I think that would indicate that they don't have the ability to effectively respond. The $50,000 question is, how much of Hezbollah's missile and rocket inventory has in fact been destroyed, or is some of it just in reserve and will be launched later on? And we don't know that with certainty.
Colonel Roches, just minutes before the Beirut strike, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the UNGA said that his country wanted peace, but perhaps it had no choice but to fight Hezbollah. He, however, did not make any mention of the ceasefire deal in Lebanon or Gaza. Talk to us about how that signals Israel's ties with the U.S. and how perhaps U.S. does not have any influence over Israel.
Well, we have less influence than most people think. There's a misconception. We also heard this about the Saudi and Emirati forces while they were fighting the Houthis in Yemen. There's a misconception that somewhere in Washington there's a switch, and if that's flicked, the Saudi Air Force or the Israeli Air Force just falls from the sky instantly. But it's clear that there's a couple things. First off, Hezbollah is an enemy of the United States. It's considered a terrorist group by the United States as well as by Israel. And many other Western countries. So, there's not a general disagreement about attacking Hezbollah. The disagreement is over the conduct of military forces and the standards of proportionality, how much civilian suffering is inflicted in the course of attacking Hezbollah. The other problem is President Biden, the Biden administration itself, is at a very, very low point in terms of influence. I mean, President Biden generally is not a very active president, even in the best of times, and these are not the best of times. He has stepped down and given up his campaign to his vice president, who is not known for her foreign policy acumen. And as a lame duck president, he's viewed as somebody who has, really doesn't have to be taken as seriously as he would have been, say, if he were still campaigning for president. So, Israel is doing what it has done, which is to pursue its national security interests as it sees them, not as the United States sees them.
Right. Thank you, Colonel Roches, for joining us on World DNA with your insights.
Thank you. It's an honor.